So stay tuned. No go no side, stay blessed, stay safe.
Brace up yourself and ready for another sports program. That na Sports Update Extra, where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM from Monday to Friday, as you will get detailed discussion and analysis on team them like football,
little chance for a marker now. Sierra Leone with a magnificent equaliser.
cricket, with other sporting discipline them, plus policy statements them.
Having overt conflict that will affect the sport, the legislation gives us the powers to deregister you.
And international sports news, fixture, and results from top league them na Europe. So, for just 45 minutes every day, listen to Sport Update Extra on Radio Democracy 98.1 FM from 10 o'clock morning to 10:45, as you self will get a chance for add your voice to the program.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of the program Sports Update Extra, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. I am Jaffa Mans Davis for this edition, and today inside this edition of the program we'll give you updates, but the match week 12 will don't start for the New York Premier League as FC Cologne don't get to their winning ways after we didn't get a 3-0 victory against Ports Authority. Now one day you go get match reaction from both coaches. Plus also we go look inside golf as to how the sport's been like inside 2025 and waiting at the vision for golf inside the year 2026. But for today's discussion inside this edition of the program, we attention today we'll talk about women basketball developments na Salone and waiting at the vision behind this one. That's now what we'll focus on. And not forget, so we'll still get updates, but waiting to happen at the international scene with things like UEFA Champions League and other sports them. There for you inside this edition of the program, Sports Update Extra. The number we go use for be part of this edition now 077-981-981. The number again 077-981-981. Or you can join the conversation at the social media platform on Facebook and on YouTube for making comment and contribution inside the program Sports Update Extra. Fambu, like I tell you now, again, if you just join me, today we focus of discussion, we'll look at basketball, to be specific, women basketball development inside Salone. And for you to talk more about this, we're in the studio with the director of women's basketball under the Sierra Leone Basketball Federation, winner Natalie Mansae. Good morning and welcome to this edition of the program.
Good morning, Jaffa. Good morning, Salone.
Plenty thank you for joining me today inside this edition of the program. Start for Terry, a director of women's basketball under the Basketball Federation. What are the mandate of this role?
Well, I am not one for titles, but when I came to Salone about a little over 2 years ago from the U.S., I'm a dual citizen. I wanted to use my experience in basketball to help grow the game here in Sierra Leone. As you can imagine, there's not much international. We haven't been in an international competition here. So I wanted to see, hey, look, I know we have talent in Sierra Leone. So how can I help and how can I get involved? And I was actually here for a year before I actually met anyone in the federation that had to do with basketball. And so when I did, I was able to meet with the now president, Ali Hijazi, and just volunteer my services to get involved. And so that's how it started. And so he gave the title of Director of Women's Basketball. But across the board in Africa, it's just about player development. We want to get the players better and more notoriety so they can also go and compete at those high levels. And so that's what it's about and for women, obviously.
You play basketball?
I did, yes. I am a former professional. I also coach basketball pretty much at every level. So, yes, I have a whole bunch of experience in basketball. I've been doing basketball my whole life.
Okay, so before we can go inside the other question or other part of the program, why do they make the Kringlish, mix the English and the Creole?
I did try small.
Okay. Okay, so now coming into Sierra Leone, like we mentioned 2 years ago, Foka observe and give your effort. What do you meet for women basketball?
Well, I would see actually how I ended up meeting. I met Coach Bassey, who's actually the coach for the national women's team, and a former player for Sierra Leone. So I met him, and he was actually training girls. And so the first girls I met, they've still been coming to the trainings that I've hosted and, been active in basketball. But yeah, it was just me seeing random people playing. At the time, the league wasn't full swing, so it was just practices that I was seeing. So yeah, that's how I met it. Not much. I couldn't find anything online. I reached out to the Facebook pages I saw, but like I said, it was about a year before I actually met someone.
Just so before we can go inside, what's in the plans them? When you come inside the world of basketball, last year I presume Women's Basketball League also been played. Mm-hmm. So looking at what you've been meeting towards the women's basketball and now, how you go assess the progress where Unaro make so far?
Yeah, well, one of the first meetings I had with Ali was to talk about starting the women's league, which I was like, great, there's enough players to do a women's league. And he's like, yeah, we have enough teams. So it was good to hear that the initiative had already been started. I wasn't going to start anything new, even though it was the first year for the women's league. So as they continued to put that together and started play, it got off the ground. We had enough teams, about 6, I think, teams that were in the league. And so I think the interest is growing now to continue it. But yes, everything was fresh for the women's. And so for us, last year, at the beginning of 2025, we started with the training camp just to get the ladies ready, the young ladies ready to play in the league. And that's similar to what we've done just in this past few months of trying to do a training camp to make sure they're playing before their league starts.
Okay, so even in the leagues, you talk about 6 clubs. 10 clubs are in a free tournament and they are not from across the country.
So there are some teams. We have a team in Kinema. There's a few teams in the provinces, but the majority of the talent, the playing level that people have experienced is here in Freetown.
In whose category will you go put them performance when you watch them inside the league?
Yeah, I mean, basketball in Sierra Leone is still growing in general. It's a fairly new sport. I think it's now gaining more interest. And so similar to across Africa, there needs to be a lot of player development. So they start understanding the game, seeing the game. Right now, if they watch TV, they don't see basketball unless, Afro-basket is going on. So for us, it's really about like, hey, this is what the game is and learning it. So everyone's coming from a place of not having that much experience or international experience or even seeing people here that have gone somewhere else to play. So everyone's kind of at the same level of like, okay, let's get the game in and know the game. Mm-hmm.
So far so good for women's basketball development. What's the challenge?
Oh, they're both good challenge, I think the first one I will start with is just women's equality in general. For the young girls, we're talking about young girls.
What do you mean women's equality?
Women's equality. I don't think when we play sports, you consider women as much. And this is a game that is the same across men and women. And so even though we've had men's teams that have competed internationally and gone places, that same notability, that same respect, it has not been there for the women's teams. And so that's what we want, more involvement for the women. And there's lots of initiatives, even FIBA, the main International Basketball Federation, their focus has actually been, one of the SDGs is to get women involved, having that gender equality across the activities in FIBA. And so they've even awarded grants for people who will come and do programming that involves young girls. And so that's how I met Sierra Leone basketball. People were trying to get programming for young girls. But there's not enough former players or women players like myself that the girls see the representation. And so that is the first problem. There's no one to look to, right? And then because of them being young girls and being vulnerable in this society, the parents disallow them or do not let them go play or practice as easily as they would maybe say to their son, or if school is out. The parents are very they guard the girls very closely, and so usually I've had to talk to a few parents, or the girls will ask me, hey, can you call my parents? So they will let me come play, and that is something every program we've done, I've had to send an invite letter to parents and to schools just to make sure they know they're invited and that this is going on.
So how do you manage all of this?
Well, I have a lot of help. I'm not the only one that wants to see women's basketball. I think internationally, women's basketball has grown extremely in popularity, especially over the last 2 years. And so I think it's trickling down to us now. And there are other organizations. The Federation obviously is a huge support. There's also BLISEF, who has been doing youth programming as a nonprofit here for over 7 years, that has put a lot of funds and finances and coaches into schools to coach young players. And then there are just other supporters. I even had one of my friends out that she's like, I want to be involved. And she came and helped out with some administrative tasks over the weekend.
Okay, continue for still tweet the program na Sports Update Extra, and it come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the program now, away from basketball a bit, we turn our attention now to football. Also, the Leok match week 12 don't start, and it be happen na approved school. Also, FC Cologne in battle with Ports Authority, and inside that match day, after 90 minutes, FC Cologne be able to get today courtesy of a 3-goal thriller where this don't be the first win for the team in over 5 matches where they not only get very good performance. And so the goals then be come up from Momo Lapo Dumbuya, Unisa Dumbuya, and also Jibrila Koroma for FC Cologne. This will make we talk to the winning coach, we na Charlie Wright for FC Cologne, and he been tell we waiting to be the secret and how much development we don't they go through this team for able to revive the team to this kind of performance.
I come back and relief and begin build confidence back and trust we be no loss. And two last game they will draw, but we be try for build confidence and trust to the boys them back say now we be non do well, now we be non they unbeatable, but now why we they loss. So psychologically we get for sit down, not to the training now. Psychologically as a team we get for pull out some 1 or 2 things waiting they affect, waiting they make the team and the bad because of injury concern. They can make then they be the worry. So and we know get full for Gilda game day. At times they for weeks we they go back. So we get for try for see 1 or 2 things say well now the army they will get now they go to them. So then they now we do today we get for April and then devote themselves, then keep everything back of the mind and then make a sacrifice. That's a good comeback and confidence and relief where the team don't get back.
Momo Lapo Dumbuya, Unisa Dumbuya, they all combine getting to the goals. Some of the goal partners, I want something.
Well, we work on finishing because even we refresh our cause, we really coach them. We games them. We then 2 game 11 and game 10 score not in there. We all draw. Yeah. So that they show say if I go back as a coach, really coach them. If I go back work on finishing. Yes, some then they work on get, but then they be make goals then be avoid. So we emphasize on that more. Now with this we refresh our cause. Thank God the technical director John Kista do a lot on help really coach them for let we emphasize on that and then they will implement. We see even the port authorities they will play against. We self see then self create then chances then they the opportunity then they but that's a great work from the young coach Hassan. Then they show say improvements they and we na a better side we implement well and we utilize them and we get them correct.
Coach, today not to just
just score no more, you score, but also the defensive work rate of the team and the group as a whole been very impressive. Apart from set piece opportunity, you would say it been almost barren for them for letting them able to get a chance in the second half when we have been getting a goal. What did this talk about your team resilience?
Like tactically, we get for plan, because football, where you plan and where the defensive structure, we say we lost the ball. At least the communication for be paramount. Positive communication. If the ball is on the right, how they manage them, how they go about them. We not for allow if they even they want play behind for able to track back and see all down there. So we make sure we defensive principle well balance them and discipline communication being so flow within we self now the defensive, so then they be happy for long not conceive.
Going forward now, a win for FC Cologne, returning to winning ways. What would you expect now in the remaining matches inside this first round?
Well, thank God we don't get a relief. We're not still done it. That's we get for go work more and winning for like continue a perseverance of waiting you go and go do. We need more. We need more winning. So we next game na lower. I think we go more prepare than how we prepare. So for long continue the winning. We know say yes, we fans them, we be not hurt them in terms of winning. Some them in get the courage and believe in we say it go happen na a turning back. So one give them back the confidence, let them trust in we. Now a process. If you not mistake pan certain thing them, you not go able to correct them in the way of going. A better now. We lost some games, then we realize say we set for step up. A lot of feel confident say everything will be okay. So we don't begin get obstacle. Then they be make we don't redeem now. As today winnings and don't begin come, we open pray for continue for get the winning. Let the fans them come more and get the confidence. The message go meet them and they will go see.
So round up quick one. FC Cologne compete for this league title.
They compete. They still compete, and yes, because the race na first round to the fight. So the position now we don't get so now. This point don't lead we don't get closer to the second man. So then they able to get games more, because as you win 2 games, the dimension don't change and your position will able change and tell you how you go.
Coach, if you don't get a chance with this team at some point before this step, but also some of the players are not new. Why it's a lot of the players and are young players, other one than a new player. Then I believe they come to new ideology. How the transition from previous coaches to new ideas? Don't they working with the boys so far, and how you go assess them?
Well, football, quick understanding, reading the game, understand the game. And what do they always do? Okay, work on functional, because the more repetition you do and not training, you go mistake they don't go begin correct. So we can a game situation, you know, say if the ball they come back, the next one are forward, you know decide where they go pick the ball. So then transition and they can able help, and then they make get blend of the young one them and the experienced one them where they able help and direct them where even the coach they out, then serve the parts now the team for coach the younger one them for do the correct thing.
Well, that's the coach for FC Cologne, Charlie Wright, inside the interview. But also, the democracy, Mr. Musu talked to the head coach for Ports Authority, Coach Hassan Miller. We'll done to get a very, very fine form inside this league. But this one, according to him, not just a setback, and it is part of the transition process where they work on with the Ports Authority team. He been talked to me inside this interview.
I feel bad because I feel I lost one of my key defender, so I feel it's a really defensive problem today.
How you could describe this entire display of play today from the two sides?
We had lucky because we get so many golden chances there. We get knocked back, we get so many chances the first half, but we're not lucky. Well, we are lucky because we best goalkeeper gets a bad day today. I feel that football it happen today. Now worst day it's football, but the team play well because we create so so many chances. We knock ball twice. We get first half, we get open chances, but we're not lucky.
Okay, so you talk about how you lost your centre back, we say struggle, but today the goals are more from the channels. I mean, the lob from left wing to right wing for score.
Yeah, because the centre back who lost is a leader because it talks because all the crosses the way they cancel, we don't get opposition and we tough across system. When he there, then we survive it. But today we get centre back defender two not the talk, so we find a difficult communication. We expect for bounce back next game.
So what in 3-0 defeat? What can you talk about the transition process of the team so far?
Now football, we lost 3, no mid transition, not about football. We prepare for next match, see how we make a comeback.
The fans who are not on the field get an effect for the attacking sentinel for converting goals and
the fans are not getting nothing for do because sports fans they're always like that. They watch game, so then just they. I don't know why they don't watch the team. So
Musa Nwakama coming from the bench, getting to hit to walk. Is he for counter alley at that moment?
No, I don't reach the try. We don't reach now. We don't do for stats now. I feel say we don't try for manager now. Well, because football, you know, the counter once see what we count Mimo, see what will happen. So with it struggle, but it's reaching its best now.
Program Sports Update Extra, they continue. That's not the head coach for Port Authority Football Club. Inside that interview, they talk about the reason for the defeat, as you say, I wouldn't go accept and look back to for develop against the next match them inside and fixture. We still get Nathalie Mansare, we are the director for women's basketball under the Sierra Leone Federation of Basketball Federation, and it don't tell you a lot about things that we don't work with. Now, before we look at the vision and the plans for 2026, when it comes to the issue of safeguarding, because you talk about how parents them they afraid for let's and girl picking out for go play, and that's a normal case. But again, we know of how issue of harassment in sports can be. For you, under your leadership and for the Basketball Federation, what do you understand on safeguarding?
Yeah, well, I definitely believe in safeguarding. Obviously, I'm a woman, so I know the importance, and I have 2 daughters. And so for me, when I have training sessions, and actually for all coaches in the federation, we're encouraged to have an assistant coach. So there's at least 2 people there at all time when anyone comes for training, men or women. So that is the main standard we have. Now, for me as a woman, I also try to make sure the trainings finish before it's dark so people can get home, and the girls can get to and from safely. So I try to make sure they're in safe areas that we're practicing. Obviously, we only have so many courts, but to make sure we're practicing in places and at times that is safe for the girls to come and go.
Yes, away from Dawande also. But then if a situation like Dande occur, what you understand and how action could be taken?
So we are very communicative with parents. We talk with the parents. We call them, especially if there's any injury or anything like that. We try to be in communication with the parents, with the player as well. Obviously, in any case, it will be reported to us. If the player or the young lady wants to share something with us, we have to take that in consideration, share it with another person in the federation, and then from there, depending how serious the issue is, we will approach either police. We've also had to deal with the police since I've been here, to approach the police or approach the parents to sort the issue. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with this, let's look at the aspect of, still I bring you back to challenges, particularly for women's sports. It needs to be attractive, and for basketball, now a fancy game. How do they deal with the lack of better infrastructure, and also the issues of funding for push this kind of initiative of women, but if people like it new in the game?
Yeah, so money go for be there. People have money, organizations have money to support, and even this past weekend when the girls were playing, people were just driving past Sports Zone. We were on Sports Zone on Beach Road. So people would drive past and they would stop and they would watch. And we had several people just stop and watch because they thought it was fun and interesting. And so I think the attractiveness of the game is there. It's not every day you see a group of girls playing hard and competing hard like they were over the weekend. And so I think that attraction is there. In many ways, my colleague Coach Bassi says, he's like, the women's game is more fun to watch than the men's game. It's more exciting to watch. And I think it holds true, especially if you come out to see any of the league games the girls will play the same night as the men. And you'll see how the crowd gets into it. It's entertaining. And so I think as you continue to see us playing, we play more games, we start more leagues, do more tournaments, you'll see more people coming behind to support. We've had several supporters already. As I've mentioned, Blycef, obviously there are a lot of things, I will help self-fund if I can help fund it. But there's other organizations that are also willing to come in. Skills is one who's done a lot of programming for women as well.
So when it comes to the issue of talent and quality, we really get them when it comes to basketball from the women's side?
Yes. It's the simple answer is yes. We have a lot of talent. And it's just about developing that talent, but also developing the mental aspect of the players as well. Because like I said, they can't switch on their TV and see other women competing that easily. So for us, it's about just developing that mental side as well as the physical side. But yes, Sierra Leone is full of talent. I think everyone has been enjoying watching one of the young girls. She's, I believe, 13, Grace Blake. She's about 6'4", 6'5", and so she stands like a tower. And she's young, so she's going to have tremendous talent if she continues to play and stay involved. And so I think people see like, oh no, this is happening when they come watch us play. So
for people who don't follow the basketball league, describe the first season for you under your watch.
Oh, okay. Well, we've only had one season. Last year we started a bit later. I believe it was like, after March. We were hoping to start earlier this year, but the federation is waiting to play at the National Stadium. So once that gets handed over, we'll start making a schedule, and then the leagues will be announced. So we don't have those dates yet, but they're coming soon. Should be in the next couple of weeks. So usually they play each team about 2 to 3 times. And then from there, they have a playoffs, and from playoffs to the champion. So just this regular structured league.
Yeah, so what I've been asking is how the league been played? Would I win and...
Oh, that from last year?
Yeah.
Okay, so last year the Pelicans won the league. There was, I believe, a 5-game finals, and they ended up winning the series and won the league. So it was fun to see. There was a lot of, I think, Freetown Lakers had a team. I'm trying to go through the teams, but I'm poor at this. The Fortunes was also a very good team from last season. A lot of the teams have been around for some time, but have never been able to play in an organized structure like this for a full season. And so that was the new thing that happened last year.
Also, the national women's, the Sierra Leone national women's basketball team, can get a chance for get a friend with the Liberian team. How did they become out?
Yeah, so the beginning of last summer, I believe around June timeframe, if not a little bit before, we've had some girls going to play in Liberia. And that's why the talent is also developing, because we sent about 4 or 5 girls that have been going to play in the Liberian Women's League, which is much more developed. And so they go for the whole season. They're released, their coaches release them to go play, the federation released them to go play. And they play in their league. And so their league goes a few months. And they competed, 2 of the girls were actually in the finals of the Women's League in Liberia this year. So that was exciting. And because of that, the team there came, one of the teams that wanted to take some of the players came up and played a friendly with us around last summer. And so in response to that, there's been a lot of, since the under-16 team has started to develop as well, they wanted to have a game, a men's and a women's team come for one of their holidays there in Liberia. And so that's how it came about, and the teams traveled down to play.
Okay, continue for still 3 inside the program Sports Update Extra in Nimna Nathalie Mansare, the Director of Women's Basketball under the Sierra Leone Basketball Federation. From Brunei, don't forget the number 077-981-981, the number you can use. Any open now, send text message or call for being part of this edition. Ask questions and make a contribution on the different things they want to look at inside this edition of the program. In any time from now, we will go to the international, forget more international updates around different sports and discipline them. But for now, we come to local and turn our attention to the golf sport. Usai, the president for the Salon Golf Association, Ibrahim Tito Sankor, don't say one challenge with the Hamburg the golf sport for improvement salon. Now because they not get couple with the association for use for do activity them we go bring development and the sports and discipline of the country. Ibrahim Tito Sankor talk this since our interview with Radio Democracy where they talk about the association in work inside 2025 and then plan them for 2026. He talk more about this to reporter Mohammed Lamin Kebe inside this interview.
We take part for the Liberia Independence Anniversary Golf Tournament. We now win the trophy. We best player we Almami Kagbo. We captain Moses Sayo, so we can third. So we celebrate them in the country. Then we do Abidjan, we go Gambia. We go Gambia back, we win the tournament in Gambia, and Abidjan will make the course day. And several other competitions in the local will all win. One of the very good achievements for Sierra Leone.
And so, we not get any national competition we can play?
Yes, we get a lot of tournaments within the play. We can get the Pitango for a monthly mug. We can take place every month. There's a long association which we organize a tournament in December. There's other golfers and local organized tournament that we use as a practice and I don't use for select with golfers them who represent the country internationally.
So you go agree with me, say golf na salon, a very unpopular sport. Which model they do for increased publicity and also for attract investments in this game?
Among the sports discipline them, golf now one of the sports where the Minister of Sports can proud of. Because win trophies them for Sierra Leone. And there are a lot of misconceptions them where they go around putting golf. People anything say golf now for the money man there. But there are 2 different types of golfers there. You get the way they play for pleasure, and the money man then they play for who they represent the country. And they play for pleasure where they come home, they go play. We get the golfers who they play who represent the country internationally.
So the association they get any platform for nurture talent we
yes.
When they go take golf as their profession.
Yes, we get a kid academy within the Futan Golf Club where they can train the young kids and the young boys who can play golf. And get days them back when they can't train. When I don't know identify people them, we golfers already represent the country.
So let me look at challenges. What are some of the key challenges we forestall progress?
Well, I can tell you there are a lot of challenges for who gets a long golf association. One, we not get equipment. You know, the golf, you have to get equipment for playing. 2, we need training. But then they can train with coaches them, professionals them, caddies them. We lack training. But even though they get experience, but they need training where go boost their capacity. We need finance because most of the tournament they will go instead of going full capacity for go play the tournament. So you say I just 1 or 2 things we go with. Make it a disadvantage to it. Therefore, we not get a green. The golf course into green, a brown will get. And all international tournament they will go play. Like green course then they say very difficult for golfers because they need train on brown and they train on where you go play green. So it's difficult for them.
And so finally
money, we not get money. So most of the things we want to do, if we had one do mini congress, we not get money for fund that.
When it's mini congress?
Yes, one do now. You don't see enough for don't get money for now. So now we get tournaments where we can represent the country back in South Africa, the Africa Amateur Tournament Championship.
So in all of this talking about finance, within the relationship between you as president and also the National Sports Authority and the Ministry of Sports?
We got a very cordial relationship with the Minister of Sport. The Minister do very well.
And National Sports. One for ask why.
But money not there for sports and discipline. Money not there. Always you go write letter to National Sports Authority, to the Minister of Sport. They'll just say they don't get finance, they don't get money. So that I mean that the progress of certain sports and discipline. Including golf. Unless we go for the scouts out and talk to personalities then within the help we want them. Because if you say you go to the bank say the banks when they help you, the bank when they help you, every time you go to them back, it's very difficult. So unless the executive government use their personal money for level we promote golf in the country.
Within the outlook and also plans for 2026 for develop golf.
Yeah, like I said, 2026, we'll start a very good footing because now we'll represent the continent of Africa amateur. Now South Africa, we're one of the young golf amateur player, Asanji Bati. We're in a services secondary school now, they go. So the number, then several tickets, accommodation, everything, we'll represent the country. And we'll get more plans, we want to do trainings, we want to do many congress, we want to make sure we get equipment them. One finally we'll get to International Golf Federation membership. But for this tournament, we want to talk to well-meaning Sierra Leone them, so let them go help we, so that can be able financially, so that we'll be able to represent the country.
Now, the president for the Saloon Golf Association, Ibrahim Tito Sanko, inside an interview with Mohammed Lamin Kebe, they talk about the progress they make inside 2025 and the challenges they don't get inside the sport. The program now Sports Update Extra, and it comes to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the program 077-981-981, the number you go use 077-981-981. 981 are the number you can use. Call now and make a contribution, or join the conversation on social media. Use the comment section for make your contribution, ask questions, or be part of the discussion where they carry on in the studio. As we still await on calls them, the program they continue now. We want to turn our attention a bit to the international scene, and for this we get Alfred Jana with on set with me. Alfred, good morning and welcome to this edition of the program. Where to get into the international scene?
Yes, indeed, Jaffa. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners. And the international update, I will start with rugby. Former England captain Jamie George will retire from rugby inside 2027. After we in Don signed a new 1-year contract na Sarah Sins. Basketball. Na LeBron James not be voted for na NBA All-Star starter for the first 10 inside 22 years. Now football transfer and rumor. One by Manchester United prospects Harry Hamas don't set for join Norwich on loan. Leon Jakirovic go under in medical na Inter Milan after they agree. Genoa do agree deal for sign Niels Zatterstrom as new centre back from Sheffield United on loan. AS Roma don't make initial approach over loan deal for sign Yannick Ferrer Carrasco. To be cooler to Hull City on loan from Manchester United deal agree. Gianfilippo Mateta and in camp don't inform Crystal Palace but in desire for leave the club. Fa Lopez and Celta Vigo deal done on final stage as imminent talks with well underway with Wolves. Sebastian Zimanowski to Rennes did agree. Jaffa, this is now some of the international updates.
Yes, plenty thank you for that international update, Dave. Famble, you can call now for make your contribution. 077-981-981. Now the number you go use 077-981-981. The number you go use to be part of this edition. And now the voice to the different thing they will look at inside this edition of the program. Sports Update Extra, where they come to you from the Society for the Democracy 98.1 FM. Just for head to the international scene, a minute from now we will look at the UEFA Champions League results them. But we'll take the first caller inside this edition of the program. Hello caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes.
Well, thank you for the program.
Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is after 2. I call from Wellington.
Okay, what's that contribution?
So, I've been listening to this one when you talk about girls into sport. Yes, and so I think it's a very good idea because I guess there's too much passion for basketball. I don't know if there'll be a way for us to reach out to her.
Oh, okay. Well, after the program, I will hand over your number to Natalie if you want that to happen.
Okay, that will be so fine. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Thank you for that one day. 077-981-981, the number you go use. 077-981-981, the number you go use to be part of this edition. You can call now for make your contribution and add the voice to the different thing that we'll look at inside this edition of the program. We take another call again before we come to the discussion. Hello caller, good morning.
Good morning on all of this program.
Yes, your name and where you call from?
Okay. Abibu at the call from Client Tower.
Yes, Abibu, what's not the contribution?
One contribution is just one follow up
Well, I think we'll all lost Abibu. 077-981-981 are the number you can use. Call now and make your contribution, or send text message for be part of this edition and add a voice to the program. Natalie, before we come to you, we'll look at scores from the UEFA Champions League yesterday. We see Galatasaray been getting 1-1 draw with Atletico Madrid. Karabag, been win against Eintracht Frankfurt by 3-2. Atalanta being lost to Athletic Bilbao 3-2. Bayern Munich, even with red card, get a 2-0 victory against Royal Union SG, and Chelsea be win against Force by a 1-0. And Juventus been get a 2-0 victory against Benfica. Liverpool trash Marseille by 3-0. Newcastle do the same as them, be thump PSV by 3-0, whilst Barcelona come off from BN for get a 4-2 victory against Slavia Prague inside the UEFA Champions League round of 7 matches. But because of time, we're not able to go to some of the fixtures for the Europa League today, but we get some very interesting fixtures today. Bologna go play Celtic, Fenerbahce go play against Aston Villa, Feyenoord go play against Stromgars, Polk go engage Betis, Roma, Stuttgart, and Nottingham Forest go engage Braga, with a whole lot of other fixtures where they install for you able for watch inside today encounter. But then as we wait for more calls, Natalie, I think you listen to one of the callers that we will get before we look at the vision. How you receive this kind of message first off?
Send them, come. I want the girls to play. I think that was my encouragement to them after this past weekend. Play as much as possible. Keep playing. The benefits for women in sport have been studied. The girls come out as better leaders. They're better socially, and they're better problem solvers for competing in team sports. And so I want that. I want women to come and be able to use the skills that they learn on these teams back in getting jobs, back in building self-confidence, and actually taking roles and stepping into roles in their day-to-day, even in school. Mm-hmm.
So you talk about how you mandate now for make sure you're able for build a national team. You get far from this?
We're not too far. I think the challenge we have is the age grouping. We have some players, we don't have a good core base of talented players in the same age group, similar to how the boys have the under 16. And so as we continue to develop the talent, maybe in another year or so, we'll start getting that core base that has had enough experience that they can go play and compete internationally. Mm-hmm.
How they can deal with the physical aspects of the game for build on their physique, the running style, because women and get their own way out in the running, you want for the move more of their shoulders instead of the whole body. How they can deal with them, particularly when a young girls?
So I have a good example of this. This past weekend, we did a drill that I grew up doing as a basketball player. And the girls were just slowly going down the court, and the whole point of the drill is that it's 3 versus 2 defenders, 3 offense versus 2 defenders. And so I decided to step in and play. And even me in my old age was going much faster than them. And I think it turned off the light bulb. They're like, oh no, I can move faster. This is how it looks to move faster. And so from then, the game started picking up. And so I think they learn as they come, but also they understand now, it takes much more.
So we're not going to get the time again, but in the shortest possible time, how you go get all of the vision for 2026? What's the vision for 2026 in women's basketball development?
Yeah, I think my hopes for getting women is to actually get a regular calendar, regular schedule. So we know every year we're going to have these competitions, we're going to have these training camps. And so the girls are looking forward and they're expecting programming to come instead of it just being, we ended this weekend, we'll see what's next, or we'll wait for the National League. Let's get a schedule together as a federation and make sure there's more competitions coming in the future.
Yes. So when like this kind of call I will get just now, what are our relationship with clubs? For example, when you get to know about certain players, how you deal with them? Is it you developing it the person personally, or try to get them into a club for practicing trade?
Yeah, so I think the main way, so there's a few initiatives going on. One is high school. The Federation has appointed a high school overseer for high school sports that has been developing them based on the school that they're in. So that's one of the ways, one of the verses, and they're in the main schools in Freetown. The second way is to direct them to a club. So if there's a club, depending if they live east or west or central, we try to direct them to a club that they can go participate that's not too far from their home, and they can try out, in essence, to join the team. So that's kind of the directions we funnel them in.
So is this what the message to Kumbra and young guys picking them who want to be part of the sport?
Reach out. I think you can reach out to the Federation's Facebook page, and also the Sierra Leone Basketball Federation. We're also on Instagram as well. You can send a message there, and then we'll be able to disseminate the information to you. That's the main way.
Okay, plenty thank you, Johnny, today inside this edition. Okay. I think it'll be very interesting for get you today, and also plenty thank you to we callers and we viewers and we listeners them for joining part of this conversation, and also plenty thank you to Alfred Jana for our international updates today. Fambu, because of time, we're not going to continue to go further again. I will do the cutting down for this edition of the program, and we'll say plenty thank you to producer Musa Kama. Me will bring Canton on this edition, and I'm Jaffa Mans Davis, and alongside me I've been on the work with DJ Cabs. We give you technical support so that when I say we'll get you live from a different age, you set them, and Fatima Tasamo make on a see we live on Facebook. So to the next edition, goodbye.